Ladies, gentlemen, and expeditioners of some ages, there are so many bits and pieces hidden around the world of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Whether they be unique fights that are less obvious to find, powerful Pictos that are off of the main path, weapons that you can only get from a few specific sources, some of them only from one place, or, of course, fashion, outfits, and hairstyles to make your expedition look fancy as all hell. Today we'll be starting off with some important stuff that you can grab before finishing Act 2, but for the most part today we'll be moving on to stuff that requires Act 3 and the SKA traversal that unlocks at that point. But we will start with the stuff that you can do in Act 2, sectioned off at the beginning to help you avoid spoilers if you aren't in Act 3 yet. Starting off then, here is the Crows on your world map. This is a whole extra optional bonus area to the west of Visages. There's not a whole lot in here at first glance, but there is a trick to this area, and it's all in the name. The Crows. Shoot the crows with your free aim shots that are in this area. They're all over the place, perched up on the debris, and there's somewhere around 20 to 25 crows in the little area. As you shoot them, the crow noises that you will hear, the actual sound effects, will get quieter and quieter until you've gotten rid of the last crow. When that happens, a hidden boss will appear, the Chromatic Chapelier. Defeat him and you'll get the unique Minason weapon for Sciel at level 22. This scales with vitality and luck. Level 4 bonus is increased damage for each foretell stack for sun skills, and moon skills don't generate moon charges. Level 10 with at least one active sun charge gain 1 additional AP per foretell consumed, and level 20 makes base attack consume 1 sun charge to apply 5 foretell. This boss also drops the Shielding Death Pictos with defense and speed on it, and this is a really powerful part of any character solo build, as you can set this up to give shields to the remaining character, and we'll go over how to turn that into damage later on in this video as well. But it's a good Pictos, and that's what's important. Moving on to a couple of things to make sure that you grab in the story zones later on in Act 2. First, in Visages, there is a really cool offensive Pictos called Confident Fighter. From the main expedition flag of this area, the left path will lead you to the Joy Vale subzone, which is the one with all the flowers and such within it. From the Joy Vale expedition flag, follow my path here forwards and around this first pack of enemies. Then you want to take a right here to this slope, and then follow it up and around, hugging the wall like so, until you see this tree over here in the back, and that's where you will find the Pictos. Confident Fighter is 30% bonus damage, but you can no longer be healed while you have the effect, and it also comes with some health and crit rate on it too. If you are going for a full offense build anyways, this isn't really going to be a detrimental effect, honestly, so the damage bonus itself is great. Moving on to Sirene then, the other main story area at this stage of Act 2, and what we're after right here is beside the Crumbling Path Expedition flag. Specifically, the flag is right beside a boss, but you can either do this before the boss, do it after the boss, you can come back here later. Either way, head over to the left side of the room and through on the path that I'm taking here, and you can find yourself the gestural merchant of this area, who actually sells quite a lot of good stuff, and this is why I'm making sure that you find him. By default, he has double mark, which makes marks take 2 hits to remove instead of 1, energizing attack 2 for 1 more AP on your base attack, and he also has greater powerful, which increases the effect of the powerful buff, which is something that you can apply from a bunch of other sources, and this just makes it stronger, giving you even more damage, and so this is of course important for any of your late game offensive builds. All 3 of these are great for their own reasons, and then if you defeat the merchant in combat, he will also then sell you the Chatinum weapon for Maelle. There is one more thing here that I think is worth grabbing too. From the Sewing Atelier expedition flag, take a right to head backwards through the level, the direction that you came from, then another right turn here into this sort of crushed looking broken down area, and around this corner you will find a mime waiting to ambush you. Break the mime to pieces and you will get yourself the Sirene hairstyle for Lune as a reward, which is absolutely iconic, and I think everyone should at least have this even if you don't choose to actually use it. Next up, we're moving to the proper end section of Act 2 within the monolith itself, so some slight warnings as we progress for one entry in this location before moving on to Act 3. Within the monolith then you will go through tainted versions of previous zones in the world, and the final sort of one is Tainted Lumiere. The easiest way to give directions from here is from the Tower Peak Expedition flag, and from here you want to turn around and head back through the big open city center area around the statue and forwards along. Take the right path here down the slope and you will see a grapple point at the end. From here, go up to the staircase and you will come across an optional boss, Clair Obscur, the namesake of the game, who is fighting beside the Clair enemy and, of course, the Obscure enemy. So essentially the boss itself is a fusion of these two things. Defeating this boss gets you the Dreameso weapon for Verso, which scales with agility and luck, and then gives 1 rank on counterattack, increased counterattack damage, and gain 2 AP on counterattack as well. So a full counterattack focused weapon. You will also get the level 15 breaking attack Pictos, which comes with speed and crit rate, and the Lumina effect on this makes it so that your base attack can apply break if the bar is full, which is a fantastic bit of extra utility. Right behind this boss as well, you can find an orange glow to interact with, which will get you a weapon for Lune as well, which is the Lithelim. This is pure vitality scaling. It gives you a 50% chance to generate either a dark stain or a light stain when you consume any stain at all, and it gives you 50% damage increase with skills per active dark stain that you have. You also gain +1 AP when you consume a light stain, and base attacks can consume 1 dark stain to do 200% bonus damage as well when you get it to level 20. After that, we are firmly moving into Act 3, so I want to be very clear that from this point forward, there will be spoilers for anyone who hasn't finished Act 2. That said, without changing locations here even, there is another big secret boss at the Monolith location that can only be accessed after you finish Act 2, and this is Chromatic Clair Obscur. If you return all the way to the peak of the Monolith, where you fought the Paintress at the end of the previous act, there will now be the Chromatic Clair Obscur boss up here. You can get here quickest by just going into the Monolith, using the fast travel points to get all the way to the end, then coming out to the actual peak. This, when you actually defeat the boss then, will give you the combo attack 2 Pictos, which is level 29, with speed and crit rate on it. It also gives you an extra hit on your base attack, which is pretty much essential for any sort of base attack focused build that you want to put together. Next up here is something that you want to do super early into Act 3, which is to visit the Fountain. This area is down to the west of your first Act's areas, and it requires flying to be able to get to. There is an NPC inside of this area then who will be your friend, but only if you have completed the prerequisite quest to get up to this point, because this is the end of the Friendly Nevron quest chain. I have gone over how to do a lot of these in previous videos about the game in this series, so I won't go into detail here, but you have to successfully have helped and not killed or fought the following NPCs. The Unpainted Jar in the Spring Meadows zone, the first actual zone of the game, the Unpainted Demonure in the Flying Water zone, the Small Bourgeon, which is located in the zone of the exact same name, it's called the Small Bourgeon, which is just west of the Ancient Sanctuary on the world map as well, the Unpainted Hexka, which is in the Stone Wave Cliffs as part of the main progress path, the Unpainted Benessieur, which is in the Chroma Fountain in the Red Woods optional zone that you can come across early as well. There's also the Unpainted Troubadour, who is in the Stone Quarry optional area out the back of the Forgotten Battlefield. There's the Unpainted Portiere, who is the main objective of the Esoteric Runes zone, which is west of Old Lumiere. And then finally, there's the Danseus Teacher in the Frozen Hearts zone as well. If you have successfully completed the task for each of those NPCs, and importantly, not tried to fight them afterwards, then when you enter the Fountain, you will meet a very friendly chap who wants to talk to you about the state of the world. He'll give you a lot of exposition, and at the end of this conversation, if you have completed all of the other Nevron quests, he will give you 100 Color of Lumina. Yes, 100. That's an absolutely insane pile of these. I got this within minutes of starting Act 3, and that is a really, really large power spike depending on how you use it, of course. Pretty much right above the fountain then, just over on a floating island slightly over to the side of it, is the Chromatic Abberation optional boss. This boss drops a weapon for Monoco called Brumaro. This is vitality and agility scaling, bonus turn when in Almighty Mask, +3 AP when in Almighty Mask, and level 20 revive instantly with full health if you die while in Almighty Mask once per battle. As well, this boss drops the longer burn Pictos, which increases the number of turns that burn stacks stay applied. So if you're trying to build burn over multiple turns, this is a really good piece to have within your arsenal. After that, let's talk about another gestural beach, the final beach, which is up in the northeast side of the map in a secluded area that you have to fly to be able to get to. And here we have another gestural minigame with another swimsuit as the prize. This minigame is climbing up a wall while water globs just fall down at you, spawning randomly in one of the 3 lanes. It's honestly pretty tough. The best thing that you can do is to try and stay in the middle as much as possible, so you have the minimum number of jumps required to avoid a glob, but this one has a lot of RNG speed to it, honestly. It will take you a few tries, and an important note is that the final jump needs to be made from the middle handhold, which is good to be aware of before you get to that point and then get a little bit stuck. Once you reach the top, then you'll be able to talk to the Grandis up here, and you will get this fancy, slightly frilly swimsuit as an outfit for Maelle. Directly southeast of this gestural beach on the world map then, you can find the Endless Night Sanctuary, fully optional zone, and this is its own proper full area. There's a bit of story tied to it if you talk to the NPC in here, and the whole area is optional of course, but as you progress just down the sort of main path of it, it's pretty hard to miss. After the Warrior's Path Expedition flag, you will find the ultimate Sekapate boss. Defeating this boss gets you quite possibly the best weapon in the game for Monoco, which is called Joyaro. This has defense and agility scaling, and it makes you start the battle in Almighty Mask, which in itself is insanely strong. It gives you 20% increased damage for each consecutive turn without taking damage, up to 5 times, which is a 100% damage increase at full potency. Then at level 20 you get double break damage when in Almighty Mask as well, and from here, if you then go to the right, you will find a crouchy hold that leads to the Night Totem Expedition flag. From here you want to head through the open field with a bit of a rightward lean, like so, and this will bring you to another crouchy hole area. You can go through a fallen pillar. Go through here and follow the path to find the Chromatic Cruler optional boss, which gives you an upgraded version of the Cruleram for Verso, as well as also the Quick Break Pictos, which has a bunch of speed and crit rate and lets you play again on breaking a target. From here you want to take a left turn and follow the path through. You will climb up a little bit while following the path, and as you come out into this larger clearing you want to turn to the right to find a large, tall-ass gestural merchant who sells a buttload of great stuff. He's got the powerful heal Pictos, the powerful shield Pictos, which is a really big part of a lot of high damage build, giving you extra damage per shield point you have. He's got the protecting attack Pictos, he has the charging mark Pictos, the accelerating tint Pictos, and the versatile Pictos as well, which is another strong component for base attack focused builds. After you challenge this merchant to a fight then, he will also have some more things in his inventory, which includes an upgraded critical burn Pictos, as well as the marking break Pictos, the shell on rush Pictos, and then the unique Guleson weapon for Sciel at level 25, which scales with agility and luck, and then at level 4 it applies mark to all enemies when Twilight starts. At level 10, hitting a marked enemy during Twilight doesn't remove mark from them, and then at level 20 you apply 3 foretell when you apply mark. So a very, very mark focused weapon. And that just about does it for today then everyone. A number of things that you can do and grab that are optional before finishing Act 2, followed by some either cool optional bosses, uniquely powerful equipment, or fun cosmetics that you can get once you hit Act 3. There is plenty more to do and to talk about if you'd like this and you want more of this, so let us know down in the comments if you do. Like if you liked the video, subscribe to the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.